Hey guys, I just received a new Xtool scan tool. It's a 4-system scan tool that has, I believe it was 9 special functions, and it's all the common special functions that your average DIYer will need to be able to work on their own car. And I'm going to show you what those are. And the model number is IP508S. And so let's get started. Let's get this thing out of the box. And I'm pretty excited about this. This is a for the price point. I think this is going to be a great tool. So it comes with a little packing list there. Quick start guide. I did have this out of the box and I updated it, and I'm going to show you the screenshots. As soon as I pulled it out, the actual operating, not the operating system, but the app itself had a new update, and there was 40 updates for the cars. So I mean, to me that's impressive. That kind of shows you that they are you know, actively keeping it updated. So first we'll look at the tool. Of course it's a corded tool. It is not Bluetooth. It is by Xtool. There's the back of it. And so what, you got a bunch of adapters for this is simply to keep it charged up. Now to charge it, what it comes with is a USB cable for that port there, and that also has a charge port, but I do not see any kind of a charge port. So my assumption, if this is anything like the D7 and the D8 corded, when I had my D8, I never had to put it on the charger, because every time I would use it, as soon as you plug into a vehicle, it actually charges from the vehicle. Now, this does have a battery. In fact, let's go ahead and turn it on. I'm going to hit the button. You just push and hold it for like 2 seconds. And like the regular D7, D8, D9, it starts booting up. And while that's doing that, let me go ahead and get this cord. Of course, you got a nice OBD2 cord for it. And it is Wi-Fi updatable. So first thing that it told me whenever I pulled it out was it needed to be activated. It searched for any Wi-Fi access points. Of course, it had mine in the list. I just put in my password. It connected up to my Wi-Fi, and I was able to update it. So as you can tell, it looks real similar to the same format as the D7 and the D8. I'm not sure about a D9. I intend to get a D9, but I have not done that yet. So let's go ahead and get this connected up here. Now I've got my truck outside, but I've got a cord running in. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. I've got a 10-foot OBD cord, OBD2 cord. Let's get rid of the, let's see. This does not have a kickstand, so I'm going to have to just kind of tilt it up just like that. Looks like that'll work just perfect. So there you have it. Nice little tool. Now before we get into the meat of it, I just want to go, I've never really went over the other controls on my D8, I don't think. You know, remote control is, if you're having an issue with your tool, Xtool can remote into it using TeamViewer. And they can take a look, they can do any kind of tweaks or upgrades to it, you know, over Wi-Fi. So that's what that's for. I've never had to use it, but it is nice that it's there. Of course, report, you've got diagnosis report, data playback, and a file manager. And we'll go ahead and click the special functions. Here's your TPMS reset, steering angle sensor, so if you ever replace your clock spring on your car, or you just disconnect the battery and it needs to be reset, that's going to allow you to do that. Of course, your oil reset, electronic parking brake. Now the importance of that is if you have a vehicle and there's more and more of them coming out, that has electronic parking brake, where you've got just a button that you push to set the parking brake. If you ever want to put rear pads on your vehicle, you're going to have a scan tool that's going to be able to release the stepper motors and retract the pistons so that you can get your pads off, put your new pads on, and then reset it. Of course, your battery management system reset. A lot of vehicles now, they have battery management systems. When you change out your battery, or the battery goes dead and you have to jump it or start charge it back up, a lot of times you have to reset the battery management system. This scan tool will allow you to do that. Throttle body relearn. You've got that. If you either change out your throttle body, again, you disconnect the battery or whatever, and the throttle body is now out of sync, or you clean it. A lot of times you got to clean your throttle body if you've got a rough idle, a hesitation, a stumble. A lot of times, all that's causing that is a carboned up, filthy throttle body. You can easily clean that, but after you clean it, you need to do a relearn of the throttle body. For you diesel guys, I think the injector coating is just for diesels. I may be wrong about that. If I am wrong about that, let me know. Comment. Let me know what all vehicles have injector coating. I've yet to come across a vehicle with injector coating, but I've looked into it a little bit, and from the information I've seen, it's mainly for diesel trucks. So if you had to replace an injector, you can coat it so that it'll run right. Of course, your DPF, that is for diesel. And then of course you got your ABS bleeding. So if you broke into your brake system and replaced your ABS module or whatever, and now you need to bleed the system, this tool will let you do that. So that pretty much covers all the special functions that your average guy is going to ever need to do with a scan tool. Of course, your updates, that's where you're going to click, and it's going to show any updates. And normally, whenever you, and I'm out here in the garage, so I probably don't have a real good Wi-Fi signal, but as you can see, there's no updates. There was 40 updates. Ah, shoot, didn't mean to do that. Other than the app, there was 40 updates already available to update. So I went ahead and updated all of them. And it is free lifetime updates with this tool. There is no yearly charge for updates. Free lifetime updates. So that's another nice thing. Of course, you got your setting here. You got your language, your units. Of course, I went to Imperial. In fact, I don't know what the difference between U.S. units and Imperial units, but we're going to go U.S. units. Workshop information, if you wanted to, put your if you was running like a little workshop or something, you can put that information in there. Firmware information, and then of course your app information and the serial number of the unit and all that. And then more, the only thing that more has is it's got an Xtool link to where it takes you straight to their website, and it's got the user manual. That if you click user manual, it's actually got the user manual. So one quick thing that I want to get into before we do an auto scan. If you want to get, and I don't think I've ever done a video on this, but if you want to go into the IM readiness to make sure that your vehicle will pass emissions, where you get to, I've got more questions from people asking me that, and where you get to that is you click, and this is even for the D8, D7, D8, probably the D9, you click diagnosis, and right here under OBD2, that's what you click for that. When you click OBD2, and then we're just going to do an auto scan, and it's going to scan all the different formats there. And sometimes you'll get a couple of these. Sometimes you'll only get one. Right here is where the IM readiness is going to be. Then if I click that first one, we'll see if that was the right one. And that was not. If you only have like one or two IM readiness monitors that's showing okay, you need to go back and you need to click this module. I'm not 100% sure why it lists a couple different modules. Again, if you know, put that in the comments. And there you have it. So, of course, the malfunction indicator lamp is off, and then it's showing all the different systems that are okay. If you see an NA, that means that it's not applicable to your vehicle. What you don't want to see is a not ready or not okay or whatever this would say if you had one that was not okay. So you want to see OKs down there. And here in Texas, if you have a 2000 or older vehicle, you can have 2 monitors not ready. If you have a 2001 or newer, you can only have 1 not ready. And then, of course, this is your generic OBD2 information. You know, of course, you've got all your typical stuff, your read codes, your clear trouble codes, your live data, you know, all that thing that pretty much all scanners or even a lot of code readers have. So let's go ahead and go back, and we're going to do an auto scan. Let me turn this light out. And of course it detected the vehicle as a GMC Sierra. And we're just going to do an automatic scan. Now this is just a 4 system, so it's probably just going to scan 4 different total systems. Now it's showing 5 right here, and that's one's probably going to be transfer case, because transmission and transfer case is generally combined. I guess in this case it's going to be parking brake. This does not have an electronic parking brake, so it's not going to find anything there. So it's probably just going to show these 4 engine control module, transmission control module, electronic parking brake, control module, or not parking brake, but electronic brake control module, and airbag. So those are the 4 systems that this scan tool will show on every vehicle. And I've got an ABS, or I got a code on the brake module. So let's go ahead and get into that. You're going to highlight that. You're going to hit diagnose, and that'll take you straight to that module. And we're just going to hit read trouble codes. Invalid data received from body control module. Okay. Those right there, a lot of times, are just nuisance faults. It's been a long time since I've actually had a scan tool hooked to this truck, so who knows how long that's been there. And it's everything's working fine. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that. I'll check it again tomorrow or within the week, and if it's back, I'll dig into it and maybe look at it. So let's go ahead and hit engine. We're going to go back into the engine module, and this is the M5U transmission. This is a 4-wheel drive. It's got the 8-speed transmission. So currently, this scan tool is about $200, which, for what you get, I think is a very good price. Now, the one thing that you may also want to know, I've touched on this just a couple times in a few videos, the ECU information, what that's good for is, for one, you can see all your software part numbers. So this is the ECM, this is the engine control module, and there's all the current software that's installed on that module. That tells you whether you've got software that's out of date, if you need to replace your ECM, or whatever module it is. You know, depending on, you know, if it was ABS or transmission or whatever. This will actually tell you the part number, the module that's actually in the vehicle, shows you the software. That way when you go to, you know, try to find you another module, you've got your information. You didn't have to access the module, try to read numbers off of it. Of course, we know there's no trouble codes already. Now, of course, we do have live data, so we're going to click that. We'll just do engine data. On these GMs, there's a bunch of preset data PIDs that you can pick from. And let's see, what do we got here? Pretty much got all your different. In fact, let's see how many we do have. We've got 73 PIDs on the engine control module that we can read with this tool. And just in case you guys don't know this, if you click this little magnifying glass, let's say you're searching for a particular, you know, PID, you can, oops, that's not what I wanted. You can put in what you want, and it'll show just those links. How do I get rid of the, I was trying to get rid of the keyboard so I can see everything. I thought it was this arrow right here, but apparently not. Maybe it's that one. That, okay, that down arrow. So here's the O2 sensors, and I'm going to click that. Because I was also wanting to show you that it does have live data. You can record the live data, and that's that prior menu that we was on earlier, to where you can go in and search for live data. See what custom allows you to do. Yeah, this is what I was looking for right here. So if you look over here, this is what is changing that. It's changing the basically the magnification. And what I was wanting to do, I was wanting to bring this, instead of 12 volts, I was wanting to drop it down even farther, but it may not let me do that. But anyway, the point here is to, oh, and of course, you know, if you saw a signal that you was a little concerned with, you could pause it, analyze it. Of course, you can record, data export. You can combine multiple, you know, PIDs or graphs to where you can, you know, watch them simultaneously. Anyway, yeah, if you're, you know, if the D7 and D8's just right above the price that you're really wanting to pay, and you know, for a lot of just home mechanics, you know, even though that's a good price for those scan tools, they probably do more than what, you know, a lot of just average mechanics, you know, DIYers are ever going to do. This right here, though, fits the perfect bill. For $200, you get all the functions that you're probably ever going to need as far as bidirectional capability. And I mean, I just don't see where you're going to need anything other than this for just your typical DIYer. This will do everything you're going to need. And Xtool has impressed me over the past couple years that I've had mine. I've been very, very happy with it. So anyway, that's long enough for this video. I just wanted to kind of go over real quick this the scan tool from Xtool. Forget the part number. IP508S. And anyway, that's about it. You guys take care. We'll see you.